Namaste, everyone. This is going to be a more restorative practice, and it's going to be based on the restorative version of the Magic Four. The Magic Four is something that I learned years ago, and I absolutely love it. I always recommend this as something medicinal to nurse your back. If your back is tight, if it's tense, if it's hurting, if you've been out in the evening wearing high heel shoes, if you're walking a lot on pavement, if you've been standing in long lines, if you've been walking cobblestone streets and your low back just kind of gets achy, because this particular sequence is helping to remove a lot of the tension that we hold in the back. This is something that I give for people as a recipe if they've come to me hanging Christmas lights and they've tweaked their back, if they've been moving heavy objects and they've tweaked their back, if they've been carrying something upstairs or downstairs and feel like their back has been pulled somehow. I always suggest this to start with. When we're in the first pose, what it's meant to do is to detangle a lot of the tension we hold around the tailbone area. And if you think about it, a lot of our issues show up in the first three chakras, what grounds us to this physical plane. These are things that deal with our foundation, our family, our career, money, relations, our sense of power, whether we're disempowered or empowered. So we get a lot of stickiness. We've had trauma. We've had life deposits put into the body. And so what this sequence helps to do is target specific areas, mainly around the spine, even though it does the domino effect up and down to release the tension that we hold in the major muscles, but also the smaller minor muscles that are often supporting or contributing to our movement. So we're going to begin, and I'm going to let you know, I'm going to use the blue chairs behind me. You can use a dining room chair, a kitchen chair, a desk chair. You can use a folding chair. You can use an ottoman or a footstool. You can even use the ledge of your couch and Stonehenge. So if you have the two blocks that you want to stand up like pillars and then put that bolster on top, it creates kind of the size or frame of like a footstool, and you can drape your legs on top. We're going to try to hold all of these positions for about 5 to 7 minutes a piece. Please know that you can hold them longer than this if need be. So we start on our backs with the calves sitting on top of the prop, the crease of your knees at the edge. Have the frame in which you're watching this close by so that you can take a look at what I'm doing as far as changing the positions. And I may be looking at my phone just for time's sake to make sure that we're holding the poses pretty equivalently. All right, so let's begin. On our backs, with the legs propped. Now, I have seen in the studio with people with really long legs that may be really tall, sometimes they'll put a bolster on top of the yoga chair, and that's what works better for their frame. Your hands can rest on the belly or in an A-frame position beside you. Feel free to close your eyes. And if you want to keep the eyes open, please gaze at one particular spot so that that one pointed focus and concentration can lead you into a more meditative state. That place we go to in meditation really and truly is the state of yoga. The place where we merge to our true self, to the divine, and feel a sense of union, harmony, contentment, wholeness. Obviously, you can check in with your head and your neck. Does it need any additional support? If so, provide it. Once you've aligned your body, start your breath work. Breathing more fully, more completely, in a conscious way. Tour through your body and ensure you're relaxing each and every part, every bone, muscle, tendon, but especially around the pelvic floor. Especially in your low back and buttocks. Even softening your belly so it can bellow as you breathe. We'll go ahead and move into the second position of the Magic Four. This is the first. And so the second, third, and fourth positioning is two-sided. We'll begin sliding the left foot towards us. And please know you're constantly checking in with your knee, hip, and low back. There may be a point somewhere alongside that seat where you need to pause. You might be able to hook the foot right at the edge. So it's almost like you're hugging the knee in, but there's no use of the arms. With your eyes closed a moment, just notice the difference between the two sides of your low back. You can tell how this stretch is moving up into the mid portion of the back. And you can tell how you're receiving more flexion in both this hip and knee. All you have to do is remain, relax, and breathe. Energy is vibration, and sometimes we feel an eruption of vibration or little quivers here and there. As long as it's not violent tremors, it's okay. Or you can always do less to make it more minimal. Use the layer of discernment in your mind. Let's go ahead and reset the left leg. Pause for a moment. Notice how that energy disperses. Notice the change energetically through that area that was just receiving the work. It may even feel slightly airy in the left foot. Now that you've created that assessment, let's drive the right foot closer. Stop anywhere along that path, or even hooking the arch of the foot to the edge of the seat. Each side may require something different. Patience as you look, listen, and feel within. Anything becomes maybe even slightly uncomfortable, can you sit with it and breathe through it? Or is it your body actually suggesting a different position? Again, that's the layer of discernment to help you to determine which it is. As long as you're breathing and calming the various fluctuations of the mind, trust the answer will be clear. It's okay to go deeper. It's okay to back away, dependent on what you're experiencing. So for instance, if you start tightening up your body, if your foot is all the way at the edge of the seat, maybe slide the heel forward and do a little less.
In this particular sequence, we move the body from left to right. Move the body in a way where, if you look at energetic anatomy, the in-breath flows up the Ida channel on the left, down the Pingala on the right. And the purpose of pranayama is to activate the Sushumna, the central channel. Let's go ahead and slide the right leg back on top of the seat, resetting in the first position. Now we'll move into the third position, starting on the left side. This one, we cross the left ankle over the right knee. It's like a half pigeon or eye of the needle, except we're not using the arms to clasp or to pull. We're making it less than. Even though we're doing less than we typically would, notice what you're receiving. Imagine we're detangling the body, not just at the pelvic floor where we started. It's going to ripple down the left leg and up the back. And the fourth position will even include the neck and shoulders. Into the breath, if the mind wants to wander, you can always play light, pleasant, uplifting, calming music in the background. If you wanted to change this up a little bit without sliding your right foot back, taking this shape any deeper, you could actually take your right hand to the front side of the left foot and you just slide it down the leg. So the deepening here is not by drawing in, like you would probably do in an active class. It's just changing up where the left foot is placed. Now we'll replace the left leg. Pause in that first position. Acknowledging the residual effects if you feel them. Let that assimilate and integrate into your mind and body. Now let's take the right ankle over the left knee. The hips externally rotated. Your low back stays anchored down. The breath remains fluid. Remember, in this position, if you wanted to go deeper, you actually hook your left hand to the top of the right foot and just kind of slide it down a ways. Almost as if you're going to half lotus, but you don't have to take it that deep. You don't have to drop it so low as the hip crease. If that takes away the relaxation effect that you've been building up, then I would slide it up to the knee again. Trying to let go of what we've been holding inside. Sometimes we feel in life that we're hanging on by a thread. So let go. Return the right calf back to the seat. So that was our first three positions of Magic Four. And the fourth one is a twist. So all you have to do for the twist is clear the left edge of the chair, let the knees and feet topple down to the floor. And you're going to slowly roll your head towards your left shoulder. So in this sequence, the head turns the same direction as the knees. Now sense how it's moving into your upper back, shoulders and neck. You need something to meditate on. Just meditate on the rolling aspect of the breath. Feeling the belly swell, side ribs swell, all the way up into the right side of your chest. Your inner awareness can surf the wave of the breath up and down, back and forth. And slowly roll the head and draw the knees back up. Reset for just a moment. And then we'll go ahead and scale over the right side of the chair, sitting the knees down, and eventually turning your head so your chin's rotating towards the right shoulder. Even though I haven't mentioned it, you've probably experienced enough to know if it's too much for your low back, you can always put a prop underneath the knees to lift them up. And if there's ever an excess gap between the legs, you can place something in between. Let's slowly rotate the head to center and draw the knees back up to center. Legs propped up. Reset the back. I've even heard this first position entitled Instant Maui. With your eyes closed. Now that we've entered into the end of the practice for Shavasana, our deep rest, I want you to truly give yourself a mental vacation. Think about those moments if you were to visit a beach or a place tropical like Maui. How it's almost like an instant clearing of all the mental debris. It's almost as if you're looking up into the blue sky and there's absolutely no clouds. So, if any thoughts start to pass through the mind, look at it as like being that singular cloud and let it roll on out. Maybe you're picturing that color of blue. Think of it as color therapy to be calming and soothing to your mind, body, and spirit. Now that we've been resting and breathing, we're going to roll away to the left, that lunar feminine side, the side that's more receptive. Gently begin to lift your way up, and feel free to sit on the ground or come up to sit at the edge of whatever furniture you might have been using. Ground your feet. Feel free to practice the mudra. Close your eyes. I want you to use an affirmation to meditate on. It's I am loved and supported. I am loved and supported. And if you're not quite believing it, you can start off with I invite love and support in. I invite love and support in. And you can change it to I choose to feel love and supported. I choose to feel love and supported. And that may help you to declaim, I am loved and supported. Choose love and support. Invite in love and support. I am loved and supported. Now together to heart center. Sealing this practice. Sealing this love and support in your heart. Namaste.